Mark 707070. Your next Vice President, President Reverend Dr. CHAMPvinchi Nicholas Lee Sutton. Go, go, go. Here we are. Welcome back, America. Super Bowl Sunday. I hope you're having the best Sunday ever. I just left Free Chapel. Heard the best pastor in America, Pastor Jensen Franklin, give a dynamic talk about how when you stand up for the right things, it doesn't matter if you're the only one standing up for them. When the whole world can be against you, all of your friends can be against you, all your people, even the leaders of this country could be against you. You may have a lot against you right now, America. There's a lot that feels like we have a lot against us, but there's some key things that are in our way. And those things we got to rid ourselves of, and we have to let rest in peace as we put the past of AD 2019 years of the all damned of we're going to sit here and bicker back and forth and never get along. Well, America freed itself many, many years ago. And that freed the country of America from the slave systems from around the world. But right now, us Americans only have two ways to fight over our rights, and it's called the Republican Party and it's called the Democratic Party. And it comes around every 4 years for the national elections, every 2 years for other elections. But we need to be able to, in order to unite, because otherwise the money that comes off of our taxes that you've seen argued for 3 years. What I love about these public attacks on the president are really, they're just a revelation of who we are as America. So we can say, the president, the Senate, the Congress, the past president, Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, all these different people. But the truth of the matter is, it's our system that's the problem. Because we have a freed America, but we still have monarchy and slave systems that a certain group of elite people get to collect all of our money right out of your taxes, right off your paycheck, everywhere we go. You're getting gas, you're getting milk, you're feeding your baby, you're doing everything. Where's that money at? Where's that money at? Why are Americans not getting richer? That's because the money's going somewhere else. Hello? Knock, knock, knock. I'm going to keep telling you this, but that's the facts. That's why you've seen our country argue over Russia, right? Why? Because they were worried about the money not getting pulled this way. Oh, it's going to Russia. Oh, we're going to be nice to Russia. Are we supposed to be mean to everybody? Huh? Oh, he's being mean to Ukraine. Oh, he's being mean to Ukraine. Well, that other guy's son got $157 million out of the last time we gave Ukraine some money, or a few times back. Whatever, so what? But we're sitting here pointing at the person we elected, the other people that have been elected. They're all arguing about our money and which foreign entity it gets to go to. And they are fooling us with topics such as abortion, gun laws, feminism, racism, in every weak way. What this is, it sounds like Lady Liberty is touring around on an internal United States terrorist attack. Our own Lady Liberty. That's what it sounds like. Every news channel sounds like Lady Liberty's not having a good day. Every forecast of every person we see on TV, it doesn't matter if it's the president, it doesn't matter which news channel, who are they picking out today to pick on? That's how we work. And then we get that information fed to us, and we're American. We like Facebook, we're like, oh yeah, we think this person sucks too. It's this bickering, bipolar America that we have. And today's message, I'm a joyful, happy person, and I'm in a great mood, but it's a message that some of you are not going to like. But I'm going to reveal and show some things and ask some difficult questions to you, America, to see if what you've been following has been serving you. And as always, I'm going to offer a solution at it. And we're going to have some fun and sing some songs along the way. But today's speech or talk is about following up on some of the other things I've created, the Earn Your Keep system, that frees us on 3/4/21, March 4th, when we march forth to get our own financial freedom. America has it, Americans don't. So MAGA is making Americans great always now with the EEC system. That's what we're going to do. MAGA helped make America great again by saying, easy world, easy, easy. Chill out world. We're America, right? But those 4 years have done that. Way to go, President. Thank you, sir. The next 4 years need to be about making Americans great always, motherfucker. Make America fun and cool again while we do it. And the way we have to do that is we have to put to sleep some systems that may have worked for the last 60 years, but don't work now. Some systems of maturity that when some things were new, some things were, second runs of things. Sorry, I don't want to go down that path right now. But here we are. Let's just go ahead and get into prayer and get into song and music, and we'll talk about it then. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for this day. I thank you for the boldness to take on tough subjects. I thank you for the vision that you give me to be able to see what's going on between our news channels and our government, and the vision to see whose back are we patting. And Lord, our country and our government's being blackmailed in every corner and every angle. We have these people wanting these people arrested. We have these people wanting these people arrested. And God, it's not really, I don't believe it's the Americans that are corrupt. But Lord, I believe we have a corrupt system here. And one that you freed the Israelites from out of the Pharaoh systems. And the ones that you helped the overtaxed Americans free themselves over here into America. And the one we broke the chains, one nation under God. But God, where's the love? You sent Jesus some 2019 years ago, and he said to love our brothers. And you said that what's better than gold that perishes is gold that stays. So Lord, I just pray that these messages come through. I pray that these people that hear this message, I pray that the authorities that are in power get me to the White House very quickly. I pray that these discussions go on this week. And Lord, I thank you for the people that'll be there. Lord, I thank you for the voice that you want America to hear. And I thank you for that beautiful smile that we're going to put across the face of Americans all over. And the voice of men and women getting along again. The voice of blacks and whites getting along. The voice of Hispanics having some peace and some rhythm. Lord, help us secure what needs to be secured. And then help us grow right here in this beautiful country that has more talent than anywhere in all of the world. But Lord, we must silence the chaos and unite. What we've seen is bickering between two different groups. We need to unite as one team, one nation under God. And Lord, we thank you for that. And in Jesus Christ's mighty and powerful name, we thank you for the healing. That even though we're going to have to bury some things and let some get rid of some things and let some things rest in peace in order to come together as a team. Because no one unit, Lord, can be working when fragmented in so many different ways. And just like you asked us to come to you, God, I ask Americans to come together too, Lord. And we thank you for the next, for this progression coming. And it's Jesus' mighty and powerful and yes and amen way that we will love our brothers through the systematic changes that are coming. And we will get rid of the things that are holding us back. And we will let things rest in peace that no longer serve us. Amen. So in the 1960s, there was what seems what was called, kind of a second run of feminism. I support women. I love women. My mama was the one that used to take me to see women in politics talk as a child. She took me to see black men talk. Harvey, I think his name was Harvey Gantt back in the day. I was like 7 or 8 years old, so I've been following this a long time. Like I said, I helped campaign for Barack Obama. I think he's an amazing man. Love that man. But right now, if you're from one side of the party, the job is to hate the other person. And the job is to hate this. So right after the 1960s, this song by the Marshall Tucker Band, Can't You See, came out. And he's talking about the anger of a woman and how it made him feel. And I feel like that's where we are as Americans right now. And I feel like Lady Liberty in every news channel is like an angry woman right now. And an angry man isn't good, but an angry woman isn't either. And I think there's half the country right now being split up, being forced into having to be an angry woman to fit in or to get votes. And I don't think that's the way it needs to go. So let's just hear this, and we're going to come back together with love. Take a freight train down to the station, Lord. I don't care where it goes. I'm gonna climb a mountain, the highest mountain, Lord. Jump off, nobody gonna know. Can't you see? Oh, can't you see that woman? She been doing to me. It's how people were feeling about Hillary. Can't you see? Oh, can't you see what that woman she been doing to me? This is early 1970s, right after the second feminism move. Me, a hole in the wall, gonna crawl inside and die. Isn't that what all men kind of feel like right now? Lady now, oh mean woman, Lord, never told me goodbye. See, oh, can't you see that woman? Oh, she been doing to me. What's Lady Liberty been doing to us? See, can't you see what that woman? Oh, she been doing to me. So this is something we got to look at, America. This isn't an easy subject because I love women and I fight for their rights and I think they have the right to be any position in America. But no, this is a democracy. And know that the most votes win, or the most electoral college votes win. And right now we have one party, the Democratic Party, which I was a Democrat my entire life until 4 years ago. And something happened. I watched the Democratic Party steal an election for Hillary Clinton because they felt a woman instead of a white man needed to be elected. Okay? So I called the Democratic National Convention that day and I let them know what I thought. And I let them know that I'd be breaking my ties with the Democratic Party. Now, Hillary went on and I kind of felt like the Democrats had sent President Trump over there to disrupt the Republican Party so that a woman can win. So I was kind of confused about the whole thing. And I ended up voting the wrong way and I voted for Hillary. And I don't hate Hillary. Salute the woman for all the service she's given, her husband, Bill Clinton. But here's what we're seeing in America. And this isn't an easy subject to talk about. But know this, lifelong Democrat. I have a liberal heart. I love everybody. You know, I love blacks, white, Asians, Hispanics, everybody. But let me ask you something, America. If we were to have a focus on males only, would that serve America its best? No. Okay. If we were to take a strategy of colored people only, would that serve America best? No. If we were to say women only, we must have a woman, would that serve America best? No. So what America is being fooled with to keep us in this split bipartisan area are major key things, 5 or 6 things: abortions, guns, feminism, racism, and then probably just corruption that we keep arguing. Well, you're corrupt. No, our system's corrupt. And that's what I've been talking about. The Third World War is the invisible war on our information. All of our stuff's being hacked. All of it being stolen, ripped. From China has been making cell phones to sell to you that everything you say and do, they will know. And when you can get that kind of information from a whole nother country, that's like downloading the most intelligent brains on the planet from here. Okay? So not only that, but there's an invisible war through the flashing of your screens that you can't see going on here. And the minds are being shut down more and more. We have 50 to 70% of all Americans in dysregulation, which is the 4th World War right now. The fifth world war is the one against our own elected president. So let's think about this, America. If we are to have a president and we are to have a democracy that votes, why is everybody trying to kick our last few presidents out? Every president, from Bush W, Obama, well, Clinton, Clinton, Bush W, Obama, now President Trump. All of them. And it didn't matter whether it was the Senate or the House. It didn't matter if it was the Republicans or the Democrats. It is a new weapon of war against the liberties of which we have to elect the president. America, we usually like the president or elect the president over all the rest of them, right? So why is this happening? Why is this happening? Why are they trying to burn down the president and his political party? This time, Democrats against Trump. Obama, Republicans against Obama. Bush, Democrats against Bush. Clinton, Republicans against him. So the same Lindsey Graham, which I like Lindsey Graham, he's funny, but the same Lindsey Graham that helped burn Clinton is the same Lindsey Graham that didn't do the same thing. They even used the same Ken Starr lawyer for Clinton that Trump didn't like for Trump to use here. Why? What are these impeachments about? Why is it every cycle? So let's just remember that during these every cycles, this keeps happening, right? And each time, what's happening? They're saying, oh, you're so bad, you're so bad, you're so bad. And that side's going, well, what about you? And then this side's going, well, what about you? So why is this, America? This is what the Fifth World War is about right now. National crisis. Our democracy, which runs through the president, yeah, there's three branches, but it runs through our president, our free election that we get to elect every 4 years, which is pretty quick. That keeps us fresh. That keeps us in first place. I like that. But what dangers do we have into the future of this? Where is this going? Is arguing back and forth really serving the American people? Here's a discussion that I was having with a very strong Republican was a huge Trump supporter, still is a Trump supporter. But we had to talk today, and his concern was, he was like, well, President Trump ran on putting Hillary in jail. She hadn't even gotten in trouble. We don't even have investigations against her. And me, from former Democrat, I'm like, I'm sitting here just listening, but I'm like, I don't think we need to leave her alone. Let it go. That's how I feel. But his feelings are a little bit hurt on the fact that they haven't done anything in what supposedly is the Clinton corruptions, which all of them have corruption. Surprise, surprise. Ding, ding, ding. The feminist movement, they're using your money and taking it. They're using this idea of getting women excited and taking your money and using it for their own good to pay off the lobbyists. Have you ever wondered, like, let me ask you this. Is the feminist movement really moving women forward that much? It's getting some women in office, but what's it doing? Is it helping the ultimate unit of the team of America? No, it's not. It's really not. And I'm all for women. I voted for Hillary. I would be, if you think I'm against women, I voted for Hillary. And it was the wrong vote, but not because she was a woman. Because I didn't know what was really behind it all. I saw it once, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And that's why I say shame on me for voting that way. Okay, but how are we going to do this when there's so many major issues? These are issues, boom, 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 hitting your face every day. Every time you turn on the phone, CNN is hitting you with sadness on 26 out of 27 articles. Oh, poor me. Oh, poor me. Oh, poor me. And then Fox News is, you're an idiot. You're stupid. Look at this moron. Look at these clowns. And that's a bipolar state. So America, is that getting us anywhere? Is that really getting us richer? America, which is free to decide how we spend our money, which is what a president does, and Congress, Senate, Supreme Court sees it all. That's how we work. But what about Americans? Let's think about this. If we want America, who is the most powerful, think of powerful and strong and relentless and the light of freedom, do we want to be forced into any gender, male or female, having to be in office? And that's no. I don't see anybody, too many people walking around going, it better be a man, it better be a man. But you'll see Elizabeth Warren up there on the Democratic stage saying stuff like, well, the Democrats have made sure that a black person got elected. Excuse me? I find that to be completely disrespectful, not to black people necessarily, but somewhat, quite a bit of it, but also just to the humanity that we are not colors, that we are human souls, Mrs. Warren. So if the idea that you're marching around on up here, running around saying you're expecting that half the country needs to push a woman into office just because she's a woman, that is the greatest disrespect and greatest show of sexism. Or if the only reason they were going to push someone, the reason Barack Obama got elected, surprise, surprise, wasn't because he was black. That doesn't even make sense. There's more white people than there are black people. The reason President Obama got elected is because he's an amazing leader. One of the greatest communicators of all time. A peacemaker. A thinker. An in-depth leader. A man that no matter his color could see things for whites and could see things for blacks. A man that no matter his or a human that no matter his gender could help women and respect women and could help men and have dignity with men. It is leadership skills that we're looking for. It's not a gender. It's not a race. We need to quit forcing those. Some of the things that have gotten us through the release of allowing women's and blacks to vote, praise God, hallelujah, thank you forefathers, thank you everything. But having those rights, so on a timeline, I get it. There was a second feminist movement. There were abuses against women all the way up, through the 60s. So what we have right now is, say up to the 60s, so from 1900 to 1960, look at American history, women's and blacks, it was terrible. They may have had written rights, but they were mistreated terribly. So those 60 years, you got to look at it on timeline. So from 1960 into the 1970s was a second uproaring or evolution of women want power. Women want to be in the workplace. Women want to do this. And so, you know who the majority of the people were in the government? White people, white males. It was the sound of women, both black and white. But it was the movement of white men, clearly, look at who was in office, who made that happen. And again, how many white men during the Emancipation Proclamation made the decision and argued over, are we going to free the black man? And what President Abraham Lincoln did that set forth the precedents for blacks and women to be able to go through these timelines of maturity and freedom. But once you're free, there's a maturity time. And that's what we're going to have to look at in a minute. But what we have to do, people of color, women of all colors, white males, all Americans, we have to get back to the basis of equality and self-evidence that President Abraham Lincoln brought forth. It is not self-evident, Mrs. Warren or Democratic Party, that we need to force a woman in there. It is self-evident, on the other hand, that if a woman has the leadership capabilities and has the strength to run the most powerful and strong and iron fist, if we need to be, but greatest hand in loving, the first one to come love you and protect and to free people. When there's a woman that carries those capabilities, it is then time that that human, not that a woman, become into office. And it is these differences that is making America weak. We have created an America, and some of it makes sense, because the freedoms weren't there. So we changed laws, hate crimes, social programs to help lift people up, making companies hire so many women, making companies hire so many blacks. Sure, we now have a diverse workforce. But we're still hearing, probably because of the age of Elizabeth Warren and a lot of these older women that are in office who are from the 1960s era, who didn't have the freedoms, so their brains are still operating on this thing of, hey, we're not free, we better have a woman, this, that, and the other, and looking crazy up there. Mr. Sanders, did you call me a liar? No, Mrs. Warren, we're looking at statistics, and half the Republican women are going to vote for, the Republican women are going to vote for President Trump. And at least half of them would vote for a man over a woman, because that's how they see it. It doesn't make them right or wrong, but Mrs. Warren, your push that it has to be a woman or that it has to be a colored person Democratic Party, that is not self-evidence. That is the same thing that in the day when there was slavery and women couldn't vote, that the white men then were doing the same thing. No, it has to be the white man. No, it has to. Oh, a woman? Ha, 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 ha. Oh, a colored person? Oh, no way. Watch the movie Abraham Lincoln. So who are the people that are saying those same things now? I hate to say this, but it is what it is, and we must confront it. It's the Democratic Party. And it's the women, a lot of the women, not all women, I'm not saying that. But it's this feminist movement that created a maturity of how women didn't used to know how to walk to have power, right? And they were getting beat, black people were getting beat up, shot, women were getting slapped in movies even in the 50s and 60s, and it wasn't even that big of a deal. That's not the world we live in anymore. That's not it. White males have been taught my whole lifetime, and all the way through those lifetimes, start taking care of these people. Start taking care of these people. You'll be in big trouble if you hurt this black person. You'll be in big trouble if you hurt this woman. You'll be in this and this. And then on the cultures of this, how to stand up and rise from being held down, because there's going to be haters. So it makes sense that this process in American history has occurred. The feministic rise, second feminism movement. Cool. But it doesn't serve us today. It doesn't serve a team. Here we are on Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday. The two most powerful teams, football gladiator teams in America, are coming together. Do you think today, as the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers or as the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, do you think that because there's a feministic move and we want to make sure that it's fair for women, that each team should have to put 4 women on the field today? Does it mean that that's the best decision for the most powerful situation on the planet? No, it does not. We have to look at America as a team, as one unit. And if a woman is good enough to play football, let her play. Come on. But if she's not, then she's not the right choice. And to not be the right choice means you're not bringing the right skill sets. And in this day and time, the right skill sets, some of the most distracting things we can have is trying to force the wrong thing. The feminist movement and getting minorities the rights that they deserve, and I'm 100% for. I was raised around, my dad worked at an LBJ, at Lyndon B. Johnson. We just came out of the 60s parts, and it was mostly blacks. I mean, 98% blacks over there. I was up there all the time. 8, 10 years old, helping teach people how to swim. They were teaching me how to play basketball. We grew to love each other. But look, That's because we grew to love each other. There's nothing I'm hearing right now in America that sounds like love. And it's at this point, I want to grab the Bible real quick, get through some of these things. And I know this is a tough subject, and I don't like it. I sat in the car and kind of pounded my head and argued with God a little bit. I don't want to make this message, but it's true. Here we are. We have war with Iran. We have Russia. We have the Ukraine situation. We have our own government fighting each other. Everything in America is about, let's see what the Bible says about it, and then I have some game plans to help us win, to win the Super Bowl for Americans, making Americans great always. I got a system for that, many systems for that. Ending racism, ending feminism, but at the same time, to have a system that ends these things means that we have to have the voices and the people that are pushing those ways that aren't helping us. It's not helping us. Because if that worked, then wouldn't it be fixed, right? And it doesn't mean we stop fighting for women. It doesn't mean we stop fighting for minorities. What we do it is together. Why don't we start fighting for America? Why don't we start fighting for Americans? If we want to end racism, then why are we talking about colors? If we want to end gender discrimination, then why are we talking about genders? Why are we not just talking about Americans? If we are equal, if it is self-evident, then shouldn't we be just called Americans? It's a transition that, even if it can't be instant, it must begin. It must begin. And it begins by somebody talking about it. And there you go. All right, found my spot. Okay. We're in 1 Corinthians here. And chapter 12, verse 20. But now indeed, there are many members, yet one body, just like America. Many members, yet one body. There's blacks, there's whites, there's men, there's women, there's Asians, there's Hispanics, there's Indians, there's Mid-Easterners, there's all sorts of greatness in America. Everything you could ever think of in America. But we have one body. It's not a male body. It's not a female body. It's not a white body. It's not a black body. It's not any color body. It's the American body. And we got to start thinking about American and Americans as one body. Not that body, one body. One body. Kind of like my coat of many colors. Many colors on my coat, but it's one coat. And it's the number one coat in America. I love my coat. And the eye cannot say to the hand, I have no need for you. A woman or the women's push, like today I saw on the news, a lady said, because Congresswoman or Senator Tlaib booed Hillary Clinton, right? It's a good way to get votes from people that don't like Hillary. I get it. But then a lady came on the news and was like, we have had so much movement in the women's movement that women shouldn't boo women. I don't know how good you are in math, young lady, but that's not equal. If you're going to boo somebody, you're going to boo somebody. You boo the character. You boo the inside. And right now, it's a bunch of boo sheep. Because all we're doing is booing each other. And each party who's booing each other isn't working as one body. And it says right here, and the eye cannot say to the hand, I have no need of you. Nor again, the head to the feet, I have no need for you. No, much rather, those members of the body which seem to be weaker are necessary. Okay? Whether it's weaker or stronger, they're all necessary. Okay, what's it say about this? And those members of the body which we think are to be less honorable, things we shouldn't do, right? Members of our American body that we think are less honorable. Feminism, hate, racism, male chauvinism, anything that's not uniting one body. It's not love. If you're not loving your brother the same way you're loving your sister, if you're not loving a black the same way you're loving a white, if you're not loving a woman the same way you're loving a man, then it's not equal, y'all. It says, but for the members of the body which we think to be less honorable, on these we bestow greater honor. So Americans, we do bestow greater honor. We got to make sure we honor women, and we got to make sure we honor minorities, and we got to make sure we do all that. And to be honest, That's what our timeline says. Now, have we matured as a country past the point to where we're living happily in it? No. We haven't. Nobody's ever drawn a timeline to say, all right, it's time to grow up, y'all. It's time to grow up. But we're about to. And our unpresentable parts have greater modesty. So the areas that are really unpresentable need to have greater modesty. But our country is inside out of that because of all these separate bodies that are fighting against the other separate body, right? So in other words, the corruption on all parts of the government, the reason they couldn't impeach him because they would have to get rid of our whole government to do that. Every one of them's made a deal similar to what he was doing in some way whatsoever. Come on. The reason you can't impeach him is because all he would have to do, all anybody'd have to do is turn and point the finger at everybody in there and say, well, I know this about you, and I know this about you, and I know this about you. And we as a country don't have a way to put our whole government on trial until I get the microphone and we go to the voting booth, because we're going to make some changes. But I have systems to help save everybody that's in there. A day of forgiveness coming on January 4th next year, because a lot of this is systematic, as the Bible also teaches. So let's finish this up right here. There's that, but God composed the body, having given greater honor to that part which lacks it, that there should be no schism in the body, but that the members should have the same care for one another. And if one member suffers, all the members suffer with it. Or if one member is honored, all the members rejoice in it. You know, this is what I really, really like about my earn your keep system, the economic system that should help erase a lot of the racism. It should help erase a lot of the gender discrimination. And why? How can an economic system help with these things, CHAMPvinchi? Thanks for asking. Here's the deal. That when the Bible talks about, and America talks about, and our forefathers, a self-evidence of one and another. So what Americans don't have is what America has, which is freedom. Financial freedom from the rest of the world. We can say, nope, everything being spent right over in this country. All right, nope, we're not sending your money. That's why we elect people. Take care of our tax money, right? Right? But what we don't have is we don't have that choice of ourselves. We don't get to say, where's our tax money going, right? We give our money, it gets scraped off, and then an elite body like a monarchy gets to say, oh, you can do this, oh, you can do this. And then that same elite body like a slave system gets to be like, you're only worth this much. We're only going to give you this much. When we need a system like earn your keep. So what's like that Bible, just like the Bible says, what's dishonorable or not good for one should hurt us all, right? So how do we do that? And in financial freedom, it would be done with salary plus commission basis on all your political leaders. That if your local area, your county, your state, your country does well, we all do well. And what does that mean? That means that in order for the leaders of your community to achieve their goals, which we can vote about if they're not achieving them, then that means they're looking as a team unit, that they are the leader of this town. And that means that all members of the town get to raise up what that one town is trying to get to. All counties of a state need to raise up, because what happens is we put them on a salary plus commission basis, which means that the value of the dollar needs to rise. What people can afford needs to rise above the cost. Okay. Also, when you go to the store every day, when you run your card, there'll be a percentage of it that goes to an account that in the future you can borrow against. The same tax money that's just run into the government, we're going to have maybe a 3% add-on savings, automated savings for individuals in America, that for every time you spend, you win. And what do you win? You win an individual retirement account, so that we're not just building America and building kingdoms for Vladimir Putin, for the Ukraine president, for the people in Saudi Arabia, people in Dubai, people in Iran, people in Iraq. And it's not like we're not going to help them out. We're going to do that. We have to for world peace. But we have to implement systems that when one area of all colors or all genders does good, everybody does better. And what that means is we'll have a working system, just the same way as America, that when we make money and our gross national product grows and all these things grow and these large corporations grow, well, we're going to start growing Americans the exact same way. There's a lot of plans I've talked about in previous ones. But the things that we need to get, so the Earn Your Keep system helps put commissionable systems, also part of your money. And then we're going to have wealth levels instead of being the lower class or the maybe I can get into the middle class. Boy, doesn't that feel pathetic? Boy, I'm just a lower class citizen, lower class. Boy, we're going to have wealth levels. And we're going to have wealth levels because building wealth isn't just about making money. America's great at that. It isn't just about hard work, the hardest working people on the planet, but it's about saving money too. So there are no systematic plans to help Americans save money right now. It's all independent out there, and they get to take whatever they want off your taxes and do that with it. So with a wealth system that grows, we'll have 5 levels of wealth to categorize everyone into, right? And the goal is that when you work, your money begins to grow and helps you grow levels of wealth. So that as you start work as a middle schooler or a high schooler, college student, recent grad, military, nurses, doctors, everybody, that while you're growing that, you are growing assets. Because while you're out here working, if all the money gets ripped off your paycheck every time and just goes to some government, maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't. But there's nothing holding our government on trial. Daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, right? So what holds them? How do we say, did you do your job or not? Well, we'll have 10 rules that I'll be coming out with in one of these future episodes up here. I have to let God download it. I have to let this CHAMPvinchi mind process things and look at the broad spectrum of what would it mean to take care of your team. What if we stopped looking at America as political parties and started looking at America as a team? It's time to create a team. It's Super Bowl Sunday, America. And some of the things we have to do is one of the steps we're going to have to do is have to get the RIP system. The Republicans and independents like myself who know that the Democratic Party only focused on minorities is not a winning system and a democracy where the majority wins. That just doesn't make sense. And I don't care what color anybody is. I don't care what it is. Honestly, I think whites talk about more about that kind of stuff than I think blacks get it right now, African Americans right now, especially African American men. And not that the women don't, but I think a lot of the African American men are tired of the Democratic Party that only pushes women of any color. So I'm letting you know that a lot of the white males are leaving the Democratic Party. There's nothing for us over there. A lot of the black males who they're not part of the feminist party. So, dear feminists, I want you to be a part of this. You're beautiful people. You're amazing. You're brilliant. You're leaders. You're strong. You're courageous. You're all this. To me, that's self-evident. That's already self-evident. I was raised to think that. Someone raised you to not think that. Most of us were raised to think, most of us, especially white males, were raised to think this. A female right now, the feminist movement, which kept women from getting beat, I guess like they were back in the day, although a lot of bad things happen now, and we still got to keep working on nonviolence towards one another, which means a woman can't be violent to a man, and a man can't be violent to a woman. But look at all the trials right now. A woman can say anything at all about a male right now, and they get handcuffed. You get handcuffed. Dear mothers of America, do you want your sons handcuffed for something they didn't do? No, you don't. It's gotten beyond dangerous. And it's time for us to stand up for rights for all. I'm for rights of women. I'm for rights of people of all color. But I'm also for rights of white males. We're humans too, if you forgot. And some of the things that we do is we have this bickering system. But the reason why is because we're pulled apart by the people that make money off of these issues. There are tons of people making tons of money about the talk of abortion. There's tons of people making the money about the talk of guns. And these, when I say tons of people, I'm talking about foreign entities and major powers that are already sick rich. They know that they can flip your vote by talking about abortion. They know they can flip your vote by talking about guns. They know they can flip a lot of mass popularities about talking about only a woman needs to be put in there. They know they can spark a certain amount of minority or color votes by talking about, oh, this person's racist. They are playing with your minds, and it's total destruction. It's this bickering that must end. So I'm calling for a rest in peace to all the isms. The only isms I'm not really looking for to rest in peace is evangelism and capitalism. Because that's what we're here to do. We're here to share about God. We're here to share about Jesus. We're here to love our brothers like Jesus taught us, whether it be of our religion or not. That doesn't matter. We got to quit bickering against each other. So I'm calling for independents like myself to join up with the Republicans. Because it's clear they're in power and they're going to win again. The Democrats did the same thing that the Republicans just did to President Obama, which before that, same thing the Democrats did to George W. Before that, same thing. And same thing. Before that the Republicans did to Clinton. These arguments are not solving feminism or equality, if you want to put it that way. It's actually driving equality further apart. Because just like the white men who didn't want you to vote, and the white men that were all running the country, you weren't, it was just white men that didn't want blacks to vote, and the white men that didn't want women to vote, guess what? It was the other white men there, along with the women and stuff at home and in the communities, and the blacks there. But when it came to the vote, it was the white male that said, this isn't right. And it's this white male that's calling upon beautiful, amazing, brilliant American women, beautiful, amazing, brilliant people, males of all colors, to stand up and say, this isn't right. This isn't right to just push for one specific gender, for one specific color, for anything. We have the birth of freedom, which is beautiful, comes with a chemtrail, a chemical trail of the abuse from the past. Just like when an airplane flies and you see the fumes come out the back, that's the tailwinds of the explosion or the abuse of the power out of the plane that comes out. America, we're in the chemtrails of the freedom of women. We're in the chemtrails of the freedom of blacks and minorities. And we have to end that smell. Here's my question for you. One more thing. We need Republicans and independents to come together for profit. We need Republicans and independents to come together in peace. That's how the RIP method works. And I'm calling upon this, and we're going to build this up to make sense for Republicans and independents to come together for profits, for Republicans and independents to come together for peace. But it won't be long after that, maybe simultaneously. I pray it is. But we need the rid system. We need to rid ourselves of these old beliefs. Just like white men didn't want blacks and women to be a part of it. And they were wrong. They were dead wrong. It's the same thing you're seeing in your society today about people being like, it must be a woman. We have to have this person in there because of a color. That is racist, and that is sexist, and that is discrimination at its greatest. And that is not self-evidence of equality, and we've already changed the rules, but now it's time to change our attitude, and now it's time to change our focus. And thanks to lit life-improving technologies, my brain, and thanks to my faith in Jesus Christ, and listening to good leaders that are out here, and good words, and not listening and just falling in line to the old stuff that leaves us bickering, that leaves us going back and forth. But I'm calling to get rid of those. And to get rid of those, we need Republicans, independents, and Democrats. And we will get rid of the talks, because we're going to have to tell television stations, stop talking like that. Start talking about the good in people. Start talking about the good in blacks. Start talking about the good in women. Start talking about the good the whites have done. My God, how long are we going to be America without being Americans? How long are we going to be a free America without being free Americans? How long? How long? I'm done with it. I'm telling you, I'm not going to sit quiet and listen to that. I'm calling for a town hall meeting, me versus Don Lemon on ESPN. Let's sit down and let independent people to ask me and you questions, boy. I'm tired of you, man. Yeah, I used to be a big fan of yours. You don't care about me, but I care about you, and I love you, and I'm calling you for to back off these crazy opinions you're doing out there. It's insane, man. You're leading a lot of people the wrong way. You're leading your whole culture into hate. Hating someone else that much and being like, he's hateful, let's hate him. Hello, Central. How long? How long, CNN? How long, Fox? How long, MSNBC? And Mr. President, how long? How long until we get somebody like myself in there who wants equality for all, who wants MAGA, but not just make America great again, sir. We must make Americans great always, sir. Want to bring back the Pledge of Allegiance, and we want to have all people rise for the standing of the national anthem, not because they didn't have a good point, because sometimes we have left people out. But when we look as one team and we stand together, and we're going to add one thing to the Pledge of Allegiance, one nation, all colors, under God, and we'll go back to here. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, all colors, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's something you can get behind. The earn your keep system is something you can get behind. Young black families out there, don't you want a chance for your child, although you may not have tons of money, but that when you go to work and they get into work instead of into selling drugs, that they can build a future for themselves, and you can show them that not only is America great, but Americans are great. And that's what CHAMPvinchi's here to tell you. We're full of love, but we're not acting like it. I hate these tough subjects. Somebody's got to do it, motherfucker. Make America fun and cool again, Mrs. Warren. Make America fun and cool again. Haters on white males, make America fun and cool again. Racist white people, let's just stop. Let's make America's great again, but let's make America's great always. Motherfucker. Here's my question, really. How long? How long are we gonna do this? How long? How long? How long, America? How long? How long we gonna? How long will we slide or separate my side? Well, I don't believe it's bad. Right now, we don't think it's bad that slitting our throats is all I ever heard your voice through the photographs. I thought it all been brought up your past. Once you know you can never go back, I gotta take it on the other side. Take it on. A century is what it meant to me. A cemetery when you bury the sea. Stranger things never change my mind. We gotta take it on the other side. Get on the other side. Take it on. We must unite. Take it on. Take it on to one team. How long will we slide? Separate our side. Republican, Democrat, I don't. We think like this way. Leave is bad. We don't think it's bad to slit our throats. I hate you. Our throats is all we ever. Pour my life into a paper cup. The asterisk full, and I'm spilling my guts. She wanna know, are we still a flood? I gotta take it on the other side. We're treating each other like a bunch of pimps and hoes. Just being honest. A scarlet starlet and she's in my blood. A candy hat for the soulmate blood. I push the trigger, then I pull the thread. We gotta take it on the other side. Take it on the other side. It's time for change. Take it on. We must march together, America. RIP. Republicans, independents for profit. RID. Republicans, independents, and Democrats. How long will we slide as Americans? Our money, our income, our assets. How long are we going to let it slide, America? How long are we going to let America be number one, but Americans not be? Like, our education is falling. Suicide rate. A Christian kills himself every 17 minutes. A U.S. soldier that just went fought for his country has to take his own life. We're not letting good mental health technologies get in here. We're arguing back and forth about everything, and nothing's getting better for the individuals, only for the country at large. It is self-evident through all the things that are American that we must join to one team and we must score. Turn me on, take me for a hard ride. Burn me out, leave me on the other side. I yell it, tell it, and it's not my free. I'll tear it down, and then I'm born again. So tearing things down is only good if it's tearing down a system that enslaves us all. And our financial system right now is an enslavement of us to the rest of the world. 3, 4, 2, 1. We march forth. Shock the world, where two becomes one. Republicans, independents, and Democrats. This is CHAMPvinchi. This is a touchdown. It's a hard game of life. Sometimes you have hard plays, sometimes you fumble the ball. But when it comes to it, we're Americans and we're in first place. Let's act like it. God bless you. God bless America. I love you, America.